All right, we're back to watch the ladies' semifinals. Also, I don't know tomorrow if the men's final's on during the day. And last year, I think the men's final was on first. So I'm not sure how the... I mean, I guess Gauff playing second tonight means that the women's matches will be second tomorrow, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Anyways, Pegula taking on Swiatek is a crazy matchup. This is a crazy matchup. They played in Rome. It was a very good win by Swiatek, but I feel like on the hard courts, Pegula has got to like her chances. Even though Swiatek's playing amazing right now. Hey, LA, thank you for the 10 gifted. Appreciate that. So yeah, let's see what happens here. This is going to be really, really fun. Apparently it's raining though, so that's great. But that's all right. We can endure. We just went through a rain delay before, so we know how to deal with this. But how are we doing, chat? What's going on? What's happening? Are we ready for match number 2? Are we ready? Oh, it's not raining? Okay. Good. 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 It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. I don't know. I don't think there's anyone snoring. It's sunny now. Okay. So, but the courts are wet, yeah? Let me get my shit together. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Cam, about what you said in your last stream, Menchik has already been number 10. He had number 6 career high. That's not true. That's not true. What are you talking about? No, he hasn't. Where did you read that? That's not true. Menchik's career high, number 12. What do you think about this one? Pegula hits really flat and Cincy courts are fast. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it depends on what that injury concern was in the last match for Pegula, right? Yeah. So we'll see. But like Casper, I think what you're looking at is maybe next. You're looking at the race to the finals. That's not the same thing. Race to the finals rankings are not career high rankings. That's different. There's two different things. JS.
I've got Pegula inspired by her last match.
All right. Thank you for the $2. Pegula it is. I've got, I don't know what I said in the preview. I don't remember. I make so many of those damn videos. I don't know what I said. I remember he was number 6 at one point in the race of yeah. Race to the finals is race to the finals is a different thing. It depends. Like that's like yeah. The only thing the race to the finals is official for is end of year rankings. But anything if you're like number 3 in the race to the finals, it doesn't count towards your world ranking. It's world ranking that makes that counts. Swiatek in 3? That sounds about right. That sounds like I would say that. All right. So they're just drying up the courts after a brief shower, but they're coming out in about 5 minutes. Where can I watch this? I have no idea. WTA TV. What are the chances of Feast at the US Open as Sinner's not playing? Depends on his draw. I think even Alcaraz. I think everybody at the US Open, the draw is so important for their chances of winning. And I think Feast is on that list. I think there's a lot of players on that list that, it depends on their draw. So I'm not going to pick the winner until the draw comes out. I'm not picking no winners. Need the draw to come out to convince me. So important for this tournament. US Open is the most open slam in my opinion. Yeah, it has been, right? It definitely has been. And that's because of the this time of year, everyone's injured, right? You're not always getting a full field. By the way, chat, I mean, I don't know if this is the nice way of saying it, but I'm just trying to think of a way to say it. I mean, okay, maybe my word choice is not, is the US Open the easiest slam to win? Like, if you're number 20 in the world, is the US Open your best chance? Because of all the factors that were there. It's the most random, blah, blah, blah. You know, players are injured. The best players in the world are maybe they've played a lot of tennis, whereas, like, is it the easiest slam to win? And easiest doesn't feel like the right word. That feels like a bad word. Like, is it the easiest to win because by the time we get to this point in the year, all the best players are fatigued? So, like, I don't know. I don't know. Look, maybe there's... Yeah, it's not... I mean, it's a bad word. I don't know how to say it any other way. I mean, is it everybody's best chance to win a slam? Easy doesn't feel like the right word, but you know what I'm saying, right? Because we always talk about how it's got the most random, like, you know, Cilic and Wawrinka and all these new, like, even like, you know, Murray winning his first slam at Wimbledon. At the US, right? Before he won Wimbledon. I don't know if it's easy is the right word. Yeah, Plaza, we've already talked about Wawrinka's wildcard for, like, in the whole last stream. So go check it out. We've talked about that to death, to be honest, for like 40 minutes. But I don't know if easy is the right word, but think of a better word, chat. What's a better word? I feel like it's definitely... I mean, look, the most anybody's won at the US Open on the men's side is 5. And the other slams, it's like 8 to 10 or 14, right? So, like, the record of US Opens is 5. Way lower than everything else, right? There's got to be a reason for that. I think the French Open's still the hardest, right? Because it's so specialized. Whereas everybody can play on hard courts, right? In this point of their careers, right? Or maybe Wimbledon's the hardest. I don't know. Nah, because grass and hard courts, I don't know. It definitely feels like the US Open, though. If you want to win a slam, and you can play on hard courts, you're looking at this tournament, right? Looking in New York. Yeah, best opportunity. Yeah. The best opportunity. Since 2009, no one's defended the US Open. Yeah, I mean, that's a whole nother thing, right? You know, why is that? Why is that a thing? I don't think it's the easiest. Yeah, easiest. Yeah, poor choice of words. I don't know another word to use, though. Because easiest slam, I don't mean... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what a better word would be. Someone said opportunity. Yeah, maybe it's like the most opportunistic of the slams, maybe? I don't know. There's definitely... I don't know. There's a word. I've just got to find it. Most accessible? Yeah, maybe. The best chance, right? The best chance for someone to win a slam is the US. Roland Garros is the hardest. I agree. I think Roland Garros is the hardest slam to win because not only is it physical, it's also... There's such a... Like, okay, so the reason why I think Roland Garros is the hardest, right, is because it's specialist court, right? So anybody who doesn't grow up on clay or doesn't play on clay is going to be out of the conversation. So you've got, like, the field cuts in half, right? Especially the Americans, right? They're out on the men's side. We're talking about men's side. On the men's side, right? So you've got like lots of players don't play well at the French, so that cuts out half the best players. So you've got to, it's even harder. A lot of players can't play on clay. Then you've got the surface itself, which is so grueling and physical. So you've got to be like physically fit at that point in time. It's got to be, you got to be at the best shape of your life. You got to be able to grind it out, right? So physicality. It seems, with Rafa's the exception, but like it seems like, I have to look back at like the 90s and the 80s if it was dominated by one person. Because maybe it wasn't as dominated. Maybe it's just because of Rafa. Maybe the Rafa effect. But yeah, the French Open, and also the fact that there's like this huge build-up, so all the clay courters can get prepared for it. Whereas Wimbledon, you can go to Wimbledon without any matches, and not that saying that Wimbledon's easier than the French, because it's also hard because of the prestige of it, right? But a lot of the hard court players can play on grass, right? We've seen a lot of good, like Fritz, right, and Kyrgios and these guys who are not factors on clay. So yeah, but the easiest, that's why I'm using the word easiest, because it's like the opposite, right? I feel like the Australian Open is not as easy to win because everybody's coming in fresh, right? Everybody's coming to the Australian Open at their peak, hopefully at their peak physicality. So the fatigue's not there, whereas the US Open have to deal with all that. Look at Sinner. Sinner doesn't have a knee injury in Australia, right? He has a knee injury at the US at the end of the season, like, look at this. Look at the field at the Australian Open compared to now what we've got at the moment. We've got Djokovic who's not in form. Zverev's not in form. Alcaraz is coming back from injury. Sinner's gone. The start of the year, those were the 4 semis of the Australian Open, right? So, like, again, I don't know if easy is the word, but we'll figure out a better word. Anyways, players about to walk out on court. Here we go. Here we go. On the women's side, I think it's different. I think on the ladies' side, probably recently Wimbledon's probably the easiest to win in the way that like it's open. Whereas the US, the US has been pretty open as well, but then you got like, Serena and even Arena lately, and it's been a little more. There's been more players winning in multiples. All right. Anyways, players are ready to go. And we're ready to go. Zverev is the number 1 seed in New York. Zverev is top dog. Alcaraz is 2. Down the bottom half, he's number 2. When does the season start? When does it end? It starts in January and it ends in November. That is a legit question. And that is start the match. You've been going off today. Silent observer. You've been making some demands today. Very demanding today. When Coco won, who was the opponent? Sabalenka. Did Feast destroy Caboli? Yes, he sure did. He sure did. He destroyed Caboli. All right, here we go. This is match of the day. This is match of the day. No doubt about it. This is match of the day. All right, Pegula walking out. Let's see how she goes early in this one, because we know that Pegula did have a medical timeout in the last round against Anisimova. And we'll see whether or not she can, if she's okay physically, right? It looked like it was a hip or abdominal issue. So let's see if Pegula can get how she looks physically, right? And hopefully the rain holds off. There's supposed to be more rain a little bit later. But hopefully, I think it's going to be one of those days where rain just appears. I don't think it's going to be like, oh, we can predict it. I think it's just going to rain. Like it's going to like pop up because it's just the weather that happens. So I think we're not going to have like, oh, there's a massive, cloud coming. It's just going to be like, oh shit, it's raining. Like it's just going to be one of those days. It was an abdominal issue. Yeah. That's what I thought it was a hip at first, but yeah, I think it might be abdominal. So we'll see how she serves, because the serving is, and the backhand usually is what the abdominal muscles affect most, because all the twisting and turning. All right, here we go. Here we go. Swiatek has been on fire. I tell you, Swiatek's got that look back. Like Swiatek, you watch Swiatek ready to warm up here, and you're just like, she looks intimidating again. She looks scary again. She's got it back, chat. She's back. Like, it just has that vibe, especially against Pegula, who got destroyed by her much earlier in the year. But a little bit earlier in the season. But yeah, I don't know. I just look at the Swiatek going, ooh, I'd be scared to play her right now. I mean, she is looking scary again. Let's see if she can put that on the scoreboard. It's not raining. So Raducanu's injury was foot related. We don't know what exactly, but I said yesterday. Did I not say yesterday? Watch at the mixed doubles. If Raducanu pulls out of the mixed doubles, then there's a problem. And she pulled out of the mixed doubles this morning. So it's not good. Whatever Raducanu is dealing with, it is alarm bells ringing. Sound the alarm. There's some sketchiness going on. Watch out. US Open in jeopardy for sure. Ever since Swiatek called out her haters, she's been strutting. Yeah, I love that. I do love that. I love that the players are speaking out against. It's not so. I mean, haters is such a. I mean, people get called haters for supporting other players, right? It's such a broad term, but I know that the players are specifically talking about the ones that come out and abuse. Like, it's not Gauff saying like, oh, you're a hater because you don't like me. No. It's the ones that come out and like DM them and all the crazy shit that you see posted by mostly the females, right? Eva Least posted up all the time, like, look at all these crazy people. That's who she's talking about, like those people, not the people that are like, not so much the people that are just doubting her and being like, oh man, Swiatek should retire. Maybe a little bit of that. But it's more those people that are like crazy people that are like, how could you lose? How dare you? You've done this to me, and talk mad shit. Those are the people that they're referring to. They're the real haters, not the disappointed fans or the trolls. I mean, maybe a little bit of the trolls. They're like, fuck you to the trolls. But, but I like the players doing that. To keep you all accountable. Keep all you accountable, keep all of us accountable. I think Kostruk defeated her. What was the turning point? When was, I mean, at the French? For Swiatek, you're saying, or are you saying for Kostruk? All right, 7-5 is a head-to-head, but haven't played on a hard court for a couple years. US Open 24 when Pegula won pretty easily. Pretty easily in the end. Yeah, hopefully with Raducanu it's not Achilles. That would be really, really... That could be the rest of the year, right? That could be season ending, right? And hopefully that's not the case. All right. Last few serves. And we get this party started. What do I think the score will be? I think Swiatek will win in 3. But man, I'm excited. I love, WTA is so fun right now. It's been so good for the last 2 years. It's so good right now. And the men's game's getting there too. I saw a thumbnail of a news video of when Alcaraz on his way in here. Didn't watch it, but it said Alcaraz is having issues with his parents. Oh, fuck. Thank God you didn't click it, because that doesn't deserve any views. That's such a fucking stupid... I hate those videos. Chat, they make videos like mine. They give my channel a bad name. Those bullshit... Not you guys. You guys obviously know the difference between crap and legit, right? But like people that are like looking for Alcaraz news and they're like, oh, he's having trouble with that gossipy bullshit that has no merit. It's probably some AI crap. Like that's ruining... It's ruining news, really. It's ruining... Like, that stuff is so shit. Don't watch those videos, chat. Don't give them any views. Don't give them any... Because then they'll do more of it. Don't encourage it. We don't need that garbage. If Alcaraz is having trouble with his parents, I'll tell you. All right? I'll tell you. My voice is real. I am a real person. Not a AI voiceover with a couple of images, all right? None of that bullshit. And as far as I know, he's not. It sounds so tabloidy bullshit, too. This gossipy crap. All right. Here we go. But you guys know the difference. And I appreciate everybody hanging out. Let's talk about this. This is such a big match. This is so important for this for the US Open chat. Winner of this could be the favorite. Or one of them. Or the serious contender, right? Backhand to backhand rally. Or serious favorite. As Swiatek 4 goes wide. Swiatek serving first. I'm going to go Swiatek in 3. Just based on the last couple of weeks and how good she's been. I mean, look, we weren't far away from seeing the Canada versus Washington champion here. I mean, Pegula was, a rain delay away from not having a rain delay changed the result, right? But yeah, we're almost getting the two champions of the two tournaments of this series already playing each other. Swiatek double faults. Love 30, all right. Iga a little nervous here. Is your opinion that Pegula could win a Grand Slam before she retires? Yeah, I think Pegula could. The Grand Slams are up for grabs. Look at all there's no repeat champions. Pegula could win Wimbledon. She could win the US. She could win the Australian Open. Like, she's got 3 out of 4 chances every year. As Pegula 4-4 with Swiatek. Pegula 4 up the line, the back of Swiatek. Pegula 4 again. Into the forehand, Swiatek. Pegula. Forehand cross court. Swiatek gets it back. Pegula up the line. As Swiatek backhand goes cross court. Pegula gets it back with her backhand. As Swiatek goes up the line wide. Pegula, love 40. What a start. Love 40. As Pegula gets 3 break points. What a start. A little shaky from Swiatek. By the way, night session starts in 2 hours. All right, serve. Down the tee. And Pegula hits out in the return. 15-40. 15-40. $15.40. And Swiatek serves again. Serve in the forehand Pegula. Return goes long. 30-40. 30-40. All right, so break point in for Pegula. And Swiatek serves a fault. Second serve. Isn't it 3 hours? It's 2 hours. I think it is. Anyway, serve. Into the backhand of Pegula. Backhand of Swiatek. The backhand of Pegula. Swiatek forehand. Into the forehand of Pegula. Swiatek in the net. There's the break. 1-love Pegula. Good start. Bad start by Swiatek, though. That was a bad game. That was a bad game for her. But Pegula takes the first game. Deb, you're messing with me, right? Please tell me you're messing with me. Because I think it's in 2 hours. And again, maybe it's in 3. I don't know. All right. Okay, good. Okay, good. I thought I was... You were the one who told me. All right. Pegula with the break. 1-love. Does Swiatek ever get time violations when she's serving? Sometimes. For sure. All right. As a return goes into the forehand of Pegula, backhand at Swiatek. As Pegula in the net with a backhand, and it's love 15. Love 15. By the way, chat, we're almost at 300 likes already. Don't forget to like the video as you come in. Love 15. There's a bit of fault. Second serve. Serve in the backhand of Swiatek. Return goes out by a mile. I tell you, Swiatek has come out here playing as bad as Caboli did. 15-0. Shocking shot making by Swiatek already. She is not playing well at all. All right, 15-0. As we get a forehand out of the backhand Swiatek. Forehand from Pegula. Into the backhand Swiatek. Goes up the line. Pegula can't get that one. All right, nice shot from Iga that time. 15-30. 15-30. Serve again. Is a fault. Second serve. Into the forehand Swiatek. Return to the forehand Pegula. Swiatek. Forehand again, the forehand Pegula. Pegula hits it out. Break points. Swiatek. 15-40. 15-40. I genuinely love in the States. They have ball people of all ages and body types. It's great. Maybe. Backhand return. Into the backhand Pegula. Forehand from Swiatek as Pegula. Goes the backhand Swiatek off the tape. To the slice of Pegula. Slice Swiatek again. The backhand slice of Pegula. Pegula in the net. We're back on serve. 1-1. I mean, look, America's the only... Seems like the only place that does that. I don't know why. Maybe there's a reason. I don't know why. But I do think, I mean, it's hard enough for kids to find a job at this. Like this, AI has taken over the world, and automation, right? So like even like McDonald's are going to run out of employees, and how are you going to get your first job when you're a kid? And I feel like being a ball kid, like a lot of tennis players, it's an opportunity as a kid, but in America you don't get that chance because adults are taking your job. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe because I'm from Australia and it's different, and I know people like that I coached, and also my brother was a ball kid, and like I know people that have been ball kids, and it's such like a fun experience as a kid. So adults being ball kids, it's like give the chance for some 10-year-old to, be on the court with Alcaraz, or, not some 30-year-old. But I don't know, maybe it's different. America's the only one who does it. Every other tournament, actually no, Madrid do other things. Like they have like center court has older people, but I don't know. Madrid do something as well, but whatever. Anyways, love 15. Swiatek gets a lovely winner, 15-all. But I don't know. Maybe there's a reason why they do that. Maybe the law is that ball kids are not allowed. No ball kids allowed. All right. Good defense, Pegula, but Swiatek just too good. 15-all. There's a bit of fault second serve. Serve again. Serve into the forehand of Pegula. Forehand from Swiatek in the back of Pegula. Sliced. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Pegula backhand. Into the back of Swiatek is Pegula backhand again. Goes long. 30-15. 30-15. All right, serve again. 30-15. There's a bit of fault from Swiatek. Second serve. It's starting to rain. Like I said, it's going to be one of those days where we're just going to have like random, we're going to have random rain. And it's not going to be, it's going to be like surprise showers. The courts, the umpire's just checking the courts. It's not terrible, but windy as well. 30-15. 30-15. As we just serve again. Yeah, Swiatek keeps looking up at the sky. She wants to stop. But she's going to have to play. Umpire said so. And the crowd's being told to shush. Because they're making noise. Serve. Here's a double fault. Blame the rain. 30-all. 30-all. Swiatek serves again. Into the forehand of Pegula. Backhand now. Swiatek goes wide. And it's 30-40. 30-40. Break point for Pegula to break again. $30-40. Umpire's out the chair again. All right, they're going to sit down and wait a little bit. All right, it's not raining terribly, but it is annoying. I think it is going to rain. Looking at the radar, there might be a little bit more. Like it's only light rain for now. Yeah, there's only light rain. It's going to pass. It's nothing crazy. It's not like earlier when they had to, leave. It's only light rain. There's umbrellas up and stuff, but it's fine. It's nothing serious. Why is Carlos playing the mixed doubles? Because Serena's playing. They're like, you don't say no to Serena. They need to get a roof. Well, call Navarro's dad. Yeah, we're not lucky in Cancun yet. That was some of the craziest conditions for a whole week ever. Like that, I don't think we underestimate how crazy those conditions. Because every day, I think it was every day until like the semis, and even the semis, I think there was a rain delay there. But every day was just wind and rain, and it was just an absolute shit show. But you know the story behind that, right? The story behind that is they were supposed to play indoors, but the roof was too low. So they were supposed to play inside of the Cancun resort, but the roof was too low. So it didn't meet regulations. So they had to play outside and build a stadium, which nearly didn't get built. All right. So much for the investment by Cincy and could not build a roof knowing the weather. Yeah, but that's because they put all their money into that big tower. They rebuilt the tower. Like that big tower they're showing now, that is the centerpiece of Cincy, and they didn't build a roof because of that thing. So, yeah, and I think they only just renovated that like 10 years ago, so that's why. But I agree, they should have a roof, but it's because of that stupid tower. If they didn't build that, they could have done it. It's that tower in the middle that separates center court from grandstand. But you got to remember that who's in that tower, who sits in those seats. The expensive people, right? The corporate boxes, right? That's corporate boxes. So what? Do you demolish the corporate boxes to build a roof for the other fans? No. The corporate boxes are there they probably pay most of the bills. Let's be honest, right? So they're gonna have to figure out a way to build a roof with that big tower. I mean, how are you gonna do that? You're gonna have to demolish the tower. At least cut off the top, and then you can build corporate boxes around the stadium, but like, you know, like that. The people that are sitting in that glass penthouse at the top of the tower, they're the ones probably paying most of the bills. You know, they're the expensive seats. They could build a roof, it'd just be very, very high. I think eventually they'll build a roof. I think eventually it'll be like, you know, you have to have a roof at a 1,000, unless you're playing in the desert. I think there'll be a need for it, but yeah, the VIPs are sitting in that tower. Anyways, they're back on court, 30-40. All right. Is Pegula healthy today? So far, so good. All right, breakpoint Pegula. All right, 30-40. Swiatek serves. Sun's starting to come out. 30-40. As a return from Pegula goes to forehand Swiatek. Pegula. A forehand again, the forehand Swiatek. Pegula forehand. Into the forehand Swiatek again, the forehand Pegula. Swiatek forehand to the backhand of Pegula. Cross court in the backhand of Swiatek as Pegula goes up the line. Swiatek gets it back, but hits it long. 3 breaks to start us off. All right, 2-1. 3 breaks to start. All right. You need a break? You're telling me, bro. Don't know who to cheer for. I like both. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Swiatek gets broken again. Not a great start for either player, to be honest. Still cloudy, but looks like the worst, or that cloud is gone. We'll be okay for a little bit, hopefully. All right. Here we go. Pegula to serve with the break. There's a bit of fault. Second serve. As the return goes in by Swiatek. What a return. What a shot. Love 15. Love 15. Oh, bam. Pardon me. It's been a forehand from Pegula at the back of Swiatek. Pegula back into the net. Love 30. This is the ugliest start of the match ever. This feels like the other match. The Feast. But at least with Feast, it felt like Feast was playing better. This feels like they're both just not... They're both nervous. All right. Love 30. Good serve down the tee. Return goes in. And Pegula puts that away. All right. 15-30. 15-30. Swiatek's Achilles heel is her absence from big games like this one. That doesn't make any sense. As with a forehand volley from Pegula goes wide. 15-40. She literally won Canada playing 3 big matches in a row. What do you mean absence? She's won more Grand Slams in this generation than anybody else. What are you talking about? You don't win 6 Grand Slams because you're absent in big moments. First serve's a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand Swiatek, return up the line. Pegula can't get it. 4 breaks of serve to start us off. All right. And Swiatek levels again, but neither player can serve. You can't win service games here. 20 minutes, 4 games. All right, back to Swiatek. Let's see if she can hold. As the return goes to the net. And it's 15 love. Serve. Into the forehand Pegula. Swiatek backhand. Into the forehand Pegula. Swiatek with the backhand again. Into the backhand of Pegula. Swiatek forehand cross court. Pegula slices it. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Swiatek in the net. 15-0. 15-all. As the return goes into the backhand of Pegula now for Swiatek. As Pegula backhand again goes out, 30-15. $30-15. As a default second serve. Serving to the backhand of Pegula. Swiatek backhand at the front of Pegula. Swiatek with a slice. Goes long, and it's 30-all. Man, it is hard to hold serve out there. It is not an easy day to hold. 30-all. You can blame it on whatever the hell you want. Rain, wind. I don't know. All right, backhand up the line from Swiatek. That's a winner, 40-30. 40-30. Swiatek to hold. And with a double fault, we get the deuce. We get the deuce. Serve. Into the forehand of Pegula, and then Swiatek back in the net. Advantage Pegula. When was the Swiatek-Svitolina so-called semi? Last week in Canada. Swiatek and Svitolina played in Canada last week. The Canadian semis last week. All right, advantage Pegula to break again. Serve to the forehand Pegula. And Swiatek forehand up the line. Goes long. Break again. All right, no one can hold serve yet. 3-2 Pegula. 22 minutes. 22 minutes. And we've had break. It's been a breakfast, yeah. It's been a breakfast. All right, how we doing, chat? How we doing? Has there ever been a set where it goes to a tiebreak with 12 breaks of serve? Maybe. I mean, not that I can recall off the top of my head, but probably. There's probably a match or a set that's been all breaks. I can't recall, though. We've definitely had 10 breaks of serve in a set before. We've watched that. It's not pretty, though. It's very ugly, to be honest, but yeah. All right, here we go. Let's see if Pegula can hold. Let's see if Pegula can finally hold. All right, now Pegula's getting plenty of Plenty of instructions from the coach. Let's see if it helps. All right, return. Goes in the forehand of Pegula. Swiatek forehand. Again, the forehand of Pegula. Swiatek forehand line to the backhand of Pegula. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Pegula wins the point. Swiatek over hits it. 15-love. 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 30-love. Swiatek hits it out. Serve again. As the return goes out by Swiatek. 40-love Pegula. Here we go. Much better. Much better. I think you need that duvet again. I've literally got it. It's around my leg. My legs are freezing. Serve. And the return goes out from Swiatek. All right. 4-2. Pegula holds. And the crowd go wild because they know. They know. They know. They know. All right. All right, back to Swiatek, who has not held serve yet. All right. Swiatek serves a fault. Second serve. Serving to the point of Pegula. Pegula hits out. 15-love. 15-love. As the return goes to the point of Swiatek. Swiatek gets it out. 15-0. Cam is a fan of WTA. He just knows the tour would be better if Swiatek doesn't falter away. What? If I was worried about the health of the tour, I'd be like hoping that Eala would never lose a match in the rest of her career. We've been watching Swiatek since 2020. Was it a backhand out from Swiatek goes long? 15-30. And I picked Swiatek to win, so I'd like to be right. Is that too much to ask? I get enough shit for my predictions. I would love to be right. 15-30. Plus, it's also the first set. We know how things change. This is WTA. First set doesn't matter. That's their new slogan. WTA, where the first set doesn't matter. As the forehand goes out by Swiatek. No, it goes in. It landed on the line. Of course it did. 400 rally. Now the backhand. No. Pegula hits it out. It's 30-0. Is Iga Swiatek or both have Cincinnati titles? Pegula's made the semis twice. Swiatek won last year. She's the defending champion. Swiatek serves. Into the forehand of Pegula. Return goes back into Swiatek. Pegula with a forehand again to the back of Swiatek. But again, Pegula hits it long and it's 40-30. 40-30. As the backhand return goes into the forehand of Swiatek, slice from Pegula. And Swiatek forehand goes in the net. And Swiatek yelling at herself. All right, deuce. We get to deuce. Yeah, Swiatek is not happy with how she's playing. She is playing terrible. Compared to what we've seen the last 2 weeks. Might be the worst set she's played in recent times. She's lost sets in the last 2 weeks, but this is different. Backhand goes up the line to the forehand of Pegula. And Swiatek backhand cross court. Pegula gets it back. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Pegula slice. And Swiatek forehand again. Cross court winner. And it's advantage Swiatek. Advantage Swiatek. All right, first serve, default, second serve. So get a serve. Into the backhand of Pegula. Swiatek backhand again, the backhand of Pegula. As they go backhand to backhand slice, Pegula goes in. Swiatek hits a forehand slice back into the backhand of Pegula. Forehand of Swiatek as Pegula up the line winner. Lovely shot. All right, deuce. Is it okay to drink a cappuccino at 11 p.m.? No. What do you mean? Somebody call the police. The Italian police. We've got a coffee offender. Get them out of here. Come on. Somebody call them, chap. You call the Italian police. The coffee police. Cappuccino at 11? Are you kidding me? It's a morning coffee. Are you kidding me? If you said 1 a.m., I'd be like, a bit early. All right, forehand goes up the line to the backhand of Pegula. Forehand out from Swiatek. Into the backhand of Pegula. Swiatek forehand cross court. Pegula gets it back. Swiatek goes up the line for a winner. There we go. Advantage Swiatek. To just hold serve for the first time. As we return now the forehand to Swiatek. Forehand out from Pegula. In the net. Swiatek holds. All right, 4-3. 4-3. Only if you eat pineapple pizza. Hey! Chad, I'm not Italian, but I'm offended. No cappuccinos at night. And no pineapple pizzas. Are you kidding me? Have you ever... Chat, one in the chat have you been to Italy? One in the chat have you been to Italy? One in the chat have you been to Italy? I want to know. How many people know the rules? You've been to Italy and you said that already. You asked me that question? Didn't you read the rules? Crazy. Also, yeah, not only having a coffee at 11 o'clock at night is probably not good for your health. All right, so a lot of you have been to Italy. All right, so you all know the rules. You all know the rules. All right. Four, 3. Four, 3. Pegula's got the break. Who do you think will win? Swiatek will win in 3. As with a serve from Pegula. Here's a fault. As we get a forehand now from Swiatek. That's a winner. Beautiful shot. Love 15. 11 a.m. is the latest you can get away with it in Italy. Exactly. So we go off Italian rules. No cappuccino after 11 a.m. All right, that goes out by Swiatek, 15-0. Serve again. As Pegula, great serve, 30-15. As a default second serve. As that backhand goes long by Pegula, and it's 30-0. As the return goes a forehand of Pegula. Pegula hits wide. Break back point for Swiatek, 30-40. You said that pretty confidently. Yeah, well... Pegula serves. Down the tee, the forehand of Swiatek. Return. It goes to the forehand of Pegula. Swiatek. Inside out forehand. Pegula's there with the backhand. Into the backhand of Swiatek. Up the line. And out by Swiatek. We get the deuce. By the way, Pegula is playing for the world number one ranking. There's a chance. All right. As that goes over the top of Pegula, she runs back for a backhand. Swiatek forehand inside out. To the backhand of Pegula. Swiatek forehand to forehand rally now as Pegula on the stretch with a slice. Goes in the net. Advantage Swiatek to get back on serve. Advantage Swiatek. Advantage Swiatek to get back the break. As the return goes in by Swiatek, there's the break back. All right, we're back on serve. It's 4-4. 4-4. All right. All right. We've had what? 6 breaks of serve. 6 breaks of serve. As the return goes to backhand of Swiatek in the net. Love 15. As a backhand return, goes in the forehand of Swiatek. Forehand now from Pegula. Swiatek goes up the line. Pegula with the slice. Swiatek comes in with a drive volley. Puts it away. 15-0. 15-0. I would love to Pegula to be at number 1 at least. Winning a slam is a stretch, but possible. Well, I think she'll have to win the US Open to be number 1. I think that might be the... Unless she wins this tournament and makes the final, maybe is enough. But I think she'll need to win the US Open to be number 1, which means, that, she has... It'd be cool if it was Raducanu Pegula final, winner is number 1. That'd be fun. Like we had with Alcaraz and Rude in 22. But I'm not sure. We have to wait until this tournament's done to know the math. But or to get the to get the right numbers. All right, 30-15. Swiatek serves. Double fault. Man, these service games are rough. Man, not serving well. 30-0. 30-0. And Swiatek serves again. All. Serving to the front of Pegula. Return goes long. That was a free point for Swiatek. Advantage. 40-30 Iga. To take the lead. This has been an ugly set. Very ugly set of tennis. As we just serve into the backhand of Pegula. Swiatek back into backhand with Pegula, and then Swiatek in the net. And it's back to deuce. It is windy out there, true. And that could be playing a massive factor in why the quality of this is very low. All right, back to deuce. Serve again. Out wide of the front of Pegula. Return goes short. Swiatek gets it. Lob goes up by Pegula, but Swiatek hits a smash. Not a great smash, but she puts it away. Advantage Swiatek. That wasn't pretty. All right. Advantage Swiatek. Serve. There's a fault. Second serve. That's a backhand return from Pegula goes long, and Swiatek leads 5-4. Wasn't Wozniacki number one without winning a slam? She eventually did, but she was number one before she won a slam, yeah. Yeah. There's players that were number one without a slam, and then there's a bunch of players like Halep and Wozniacki, I think recently, were players that got to number one and then they eventually won a slam. You know, so there's kind of like two different categories. I don't know if on the men's side that's ever happened though. Has anybody been number one and then, without a slam and then won one later? Maybe. There's only one person who's won without one, and that is Rios. But has anybody won a slam? Has anybody been number one before they won a slam? Maybe Agassi? Was Agassi number one? Nah, maybe not. I don't know. It's very rare that you get to number one first and then, like, it's very rare. It's probably only like 10 players max. Maybe even just 5 who have made it to the top of the mountain without a slam. Clijsters did? Okay. She was number one before she won a slam? Okay. It's very rare. All right. Pegula service stay in the set. There's a bit of backhand up the line from Swiatek. Forehand from Pegula. Into the forehand Swiatek. Pegula. Forehand again to the forehand Swiatek. She gets it back. As Pegula forehand cross-court winner. Nice hitting from Pegula. 15 love. Maybe Lendl. Maybe Lendl. Lendl could have been, yeah. Yeah, maybe Lendl. I'm just thinking of players that did really well, but didn't win a slam straight away. Like they won their first slam at like 23, but they played really well. They obviously had a really good career and they were promising to win a slam, but took a little longer, you know. Swiatek gets it out, 30 love. It was Wozniacki. I think Halep as well. I think both of them made finals of slams and got to world number 1 before they won their first slam. Lendl was number 1 without a slam. Okay. Is it a forehand now from Pegula? Into the forehand Swiatek. Slice from Pegula again. The forehand Swiatek. Up the line of the back of Pegula. Lob goes up from Pegula, but the wind blows it out, and it's 30-15. 30-15. All right, 30-15. All right. That's Pegula. Hits it long, and we get to 30-all. 30-all. All, 2 points away. Swiatek from stealing the set. She has not. I mean, neither of these two have played well. But Swiatek has been behind most of this match. Pegula is on a second serve. 30-all. Serve to the back of Swiatek. Return goes long. Bad return. Okay. 40-30. Pegula to take the game. As we get a fault. Second serve. As the return goes into the front of Pegula. Pegula in the net. And we get to deuce. Poor shot from Pegula. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. Serving the forehand, Swiatek. Return goes in the forehand of Pegula. Swiatek forehand again. As Pegula goes up the line, the back of Swiatek. Pegula backing up the line again. Swiatek with a slice on the stretch. Pegula forehand cross court. Swiatek goes up the line. Pegula gets it back with the backhand. Swiatek backing up the line again. Pegula with the pass. Swiatek with the volley goes wide. Swiatek was a little safe with the backhand approach. And Pegula got enough time to hit a cross court forehand, and that was hard enough. Now advantage Pegula to just keep this set going. Advantage Pegula. As the return goes in to the back of Swiatek. Forehand from Pegula. The forehand of Swiatek. Pegula. Forehand goes long. We're back to deuce. Back to deuce. Commentator, oh no. He clearly revealing who's up for. Who, me? Yeah, I'm going for Swiatek. I picked her. So. Yeah. I'm not going to cry if she lost, but Yeah. I picked Swiatek, so, and? Backhand is in the net by Swiatek, advantage Pegula. Advantage Pegula. Advantage Pegula. As we let. All right, as that goes the net by Swiatek and Pegula. Pegula holds. All right, Swiatek to serve, 5-5. This crowd's getting real into it now. They're obviously going for Pegula. All right, back to Swiatek, 5-5. First serve is a let. As we have fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the back of Pegula. Return goes wide. She just pushed it. All right. 15 love. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. Yo! I don't know what happened. What happened? All right, 15 love. That's Pegula drop shot. Swiatek gets there and hits a winner. What a pickup. All right. That was a decent drop shot too. Swiatek gets it. 30 love. 30 love. Serve again. Here's a fault, second serve. By the way, chat, we're almost at 320k. Come on, we can get there. Can we get there by the end of the Cincinnati, maybe? It'd be great to get to 320. That'd be insane. Serve. Into the corner. Pegula. Pegula hits a return winner. 30-15. All right, 30-15. Serve to the backhand of Pegula. Forehand from Swiatek. To the forehand of Pegula. Swiatek backhand. To the backhand of Pegula. Into the back of Swiatek. Pegula. Backhand into the forehand. Swiatek again. The back of Pegula. Swiatek backhand is not needed because Pegula hit it long. 40-15. 40-15. Oh, pardon me. Hey, thank you, Billy, for the GOAT trophy. Hey, look at that chat. Look at the GOAT trophy in the chat. By the way, if you want to do that, it's like super gifts now, so that's the thing. As we had a fault, second serve. Second serve in the forehand of Pegula. Swiatek forehand to the back of Pegula, sliced into the forehand of Swiatek. Pegula Up the line. Pegula comes in with a smash. Swiatek can't get it back. Nice play, Pegula. 40-30. 40-30. Serve again. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Swiatek serves. Into the forehand, Pegula. Pegula puts it away. We get to deuce. Man, this set has been so close. No one's been able to run away with it. And Swiatek's getting really frustrated by that. As with another fault. Second serve. It kind of feels like Swiatek needs this set more. The way that she's like reacting. Almost an hour play too. As we had a return now to the forehand of Swiatek. Swiatek gets it out. Advantage Pegula to take the break and serve at the set. All right. Serve. Into the forehand of Pegula. Swiatek back up the line. Pegula passing shot. Volley Swiatek's good. Pegula lob. Lands in. Swiatek back on the baseline. Pegula backhand. Cross court again to the back of Swiatek. It's Pegula forehand. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Pegula again hits a forehand but long. Deuce. There was a chance, Pegula. She had a big chance. Once she hit that lob, if she comes to the net, she could have won the point. Or if she had hit the backhand up the line instead, she could have really given herself a chance to win the point. But she didn't. And here we are. Deuce. As a return, goes in the net. Advantage Swiatek. Advantage Swiatek. Serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Pegula. Backhand of Swiatek in the net. It's back to deuce. Chat, who needs the first set more? Tell me a name. Give me a name. Who needs the first set more in your opinion, chat? Who needs the first set more? Eala got schooled by Nisimova. She's not even here. Why are we talking about Nisimova? She's not even here. Leave her alone. Deuce. Forehand up the line. Into the slice. Pegula. As we're going to find out from Swiatek, the forehand of Pegula. And Swiatek hits it to the ground. All right. Advantage Pegula. Advantage Pegula. As with a fault from Swiatek, second serve. A lot of people saying Pegula. Okay. Serve. Double fault. Wow. I think mentally Swiatek needs the first set more. Pegula is just calm. Even though she's not playing well, they're both not playing well, but Pegula, her emotional state is a lot better than Swiatek. Swiatek is not having fun. Who's spamming about Eala? Relax. She's not even here. Physically, Pegula might need to set Swiatek mentally. Yeah. I don't know, though, because I think Pegula seems pretty fresh. I mean, that medical timeout she had against Anisimova, that doesn't seem to be a problem in this, at least the first set. She seems all right. All right. Is it windy? Yeah, it's super windy. But both these ladies are really good in the wind. Like, these two, I mean, they made the Cancun final or the WTA finals, both playing really well in these conditions. So, I don't think the wind, I mean, the wind's obviously a factor, but I don't know if it, like, both these ladies can cope in the wind. So, there's no N in Swiatek. Why do I always get corrected by Swiatek? Like, you're not Polish. Back off. I'm Polish approved, all right? The Polish people in the chat are like, Cam, you say it correctly. Come to Poland. And I'm like, yes, I will come to Poland. Martin, you're not invited. All right? Back off. Leave me alone. You're saying it wrong. You're wrong. Love 15 as Pegula hits it out. One hour played, by the way. So many breaks. As Pegula serves, a fault. Second serve. Can you say it correctly? Come to Poland. See? As Swiatek hits it out. $15-0. Serve again from Pegula. Return goes in the backhand of Pegula. Swiatek backhand. Goes long. And it's 30-15 Pegula. 30-15. As the return goes to forehand of Pegula. Pegula hits it out. 30-0. 30-0. Pegula serves again. Serve. Into the forehand of Swiatek as we get a backhand rally. Pegula inside out to the forehand of Swiatek as we get a forehand in the net by Iga. And it's set point Pegula, 40-30. 40-30. Pegula to take the first set. As the return goes in to the backhand of Pegula. Forehand from Swiatek into the backhand of Pegula. Swiatek on the attack. Pegula gets it back, but then Swiatek puts... Oh, the volley in the net! Even Pegula's like, how did she miss that? You couldn't miss that if you tried. Like, how did she miss that in the net? She was like there. Like the net was like here. And she somehow hit it straight down into the... How did that happen? She hit it. She was like on the net. How did she hit that in the net? It was high, and she was here, and the net was here. Anyway, it's terrible set by 5 double faults Swiatek. That's terrible. 13 winners, 26 errors by Iga. 5 winners, 21 errors by Pegula. Look, horrible set by 50 errors combined almost. Crazy. But look, maybe we blame the rain. 7 breaks of serve in that set. Brutal. But Pegula takes the first. I don't know how she hit the ball in the net. That was insane. She was on top of the net and she hit it straight down into the net. She must have shanked it. Are they going to show a replay? She must have shanked it. WTA are watching. They're showing a replay because they want us to see. We know they're watching. Stream sniping again, WTA. Give us a sponsor. So how did she hit it? Okay, so she comes to the net. Yeah, that was... I don't know how she shanked it, but how did she miss that? I mean, that's insane. Off the top of the frame. Yeah, that was insane. That was crazy. You couldn't miss that if you tried. The whole crowd's in shock. You couldn't miss that if you tried. Like, if she tried to hit it in the net, she would hit it in. Even Pegula, everyone in the stadium's like, what the hell was that? How did that? Everyone, like, all the people behind Pegula are like, huh? What? Like, how, that was, how, I don't know how she missed that. Actually, I do. She shanked it, but she couldn't miss that if she tried. Crazy. Crazy. Shout out to the WTA for showing us a replay. Give us some free tennis WTA TV membership so we can give them to the chat. Come on. We know you're watching. All right. All right. First set in the bag to Pegula. Not a pretty set. Where's the board when you need it? Well, I can't show on the board how she hit it down into the ground. But she stood right next to the net. She was right on top of the net, and it hit the top of the frame. So she did hit the top of the frame, and it did. But like, even if you shank that, you're so close to the net. It's so impossible to hit it down. Like you have to, you can't. Like even if you hit, like, you have to shank it in a certain way for the ball to go like straight down. Like to go straight down is insane. Like it's harder. It would have been harder to hit it in the net. You know, like that's crazy. Anyway, that's just the story of the set. It's just being ugly, you know? Ugly set by both. That was a glitch. Swiatek's going to the bathroom. This reminds me of when Lynette had the same shank against Krejcikova and Den Bosch. Windy conditions. Yeah, the wind's playing a part for sure. Swiatek needs Nisimova's beer and some Kaboli M&Ms. Well, it wasn't beer. It was not beer. All right, so Pegula's just wondering if Swiatek's on her way back, but she's not yet. Pegula simply got a high tennis IQ. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, Pegula just kept her cool a little better. I mean, Swiatek was clearly annoyed at making all those errors and making, you know, not being able to play her game. Pegula she accepted that it's ugly. Today's an ugly day, and we just gotta lock it down. Have I ever been to the PNB Paribas Masters? No, I haven't. I want to though. I definitely want to go to America and US Open, the Indian Wells, and also US Open. You never see Pegula flustered. That's not true. We definitely saw her flustered against Eala. We saw that in that second day of Washington. That Washington final where she was flustered. But you're right. It's very rare that Pegula gets flustered. And today, she is not playing well, but you couldn't tell. She does not look bothered. She's only at 5 winners and 21 errors. I mean, that's a shocking set. But Pegula doesn't seem bothered because she's like, well, you're playing bad too, so it's even, right? It's a level playing field, right? But yeah, you're right. She rarely gets annoyed. She's annoyed that Swiatek's in the bathroom because it's taking forever, but that's a different story. All right. Now the winner of this is going to play either Gauff or Balick, who are playing tonight. Suddenly, Pegula can win the whole thing. Pegula always looks nonchalant. Yeah, I saw somewhere, it was an interview somewhere, that the reason why Pegula doesn't get pumped up or emotional is because as a kid, she always found it silly when coaches would tell her to express her emotions more. And she was just like, no, why would I say come on if I don't feel it? So she's very like, she just doesn't get bothered, and she doesn't feel the need to pump herself up. She found it silly that, like, because she'd had coaches in the past. I forgot where I heard that, but she said that coaches in the past would tell her to like fire up, and she was just like, why? Like, I'm doing fine. Why do I need to like start yelling? So yeah. So when she does get fired up, it's genuine, right? It's real. She's not just doing it to try and, change her mind, right? It's like if she's angry, she's angry. If she's fired up, she's fired up. Because most of the time, right, she's very... I wouldn't say she's like Raducanu. Like, she's not like... Raducanu is very like, you don't even know what's going on. But she is very like... She seems like unbothered. Whereas Raducanu seems like... She's very like... like cold, but not in a bad way, right? Like, she seems like Pegula definitely seems locked in and focused. Maybe focused is the best word. She seems focused and just doesn't seem like anything bothers her. She's just like, okay, I made an error. Next point. Like, she doesn't get hung up on bad shots and bad. She moves on very quickly. Anyways, love 15. Unflappable. Yeah, that's a good word. All right, Swiatek serving first and the second. Swiatek serves. Into the forehand of Pegula, back into Swiatek. Into the slice of Pegula. Swiatek backhand up the line. Into the forehand of Pegula. Pegula hits it out, 15-0. 15-0. We're going to serve. Into the forehand of Pegula. Forehand from Swiatek in the back of Pegula. Swiatek backhand goes long, and it's 15-30. 15-30. All right, 30-0. As Swiatek says again. By the way, the people that are like, oh, it's because she has money. There are a lot of people that have money that are very emotional and get very angry and very, like, don't get things their way. They get pissed off. So, I mean, I feel like that's a blanket statement that doesn't always apply. Have you not seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? The little girl that gets all the money, she's like, I want it now. And she loses her fucking mind. All right, deuce, as that goes net by Swiatek. Also, there's definitely a lot of rich brats out there. So to say, again, I think Pegula doesn't get enough credit for being... She could have done anything in the world, and she decided to play tennis, one of the hardest sports to play. I don't think she's hitting an error going, well, at least I have money. Because to be honest, Swiatek has money too. And so does a lot of these tennis players have money. All right, advantage Swiatek. Swiatek serves. A fault. Second serve. Willy Wonka isn't a documentary. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Of course it is. As a back of return, winner by Pegula, then we get back to deuce. Willy Wonka's not a documentary. I don't know what you watched. You must have watched you must have watched something else, but clearly it's a documentary. It's based on real life events. I mean, obviously. Come on. That's common knowledge. Willy Wonka happened. It was just after the war. Deuce. As the return goes in the front of Swiatek. Swiatek gets it long. Advantage Pegula to get the break. Willy Wonka's not a documentary. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, next you'll tell me that the Star Wars never happened. Advantage Pegula. Swiatek serves. Fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the back end of Pegula. Pegula in the net. Swiatek needs this game. I mean, she can't go down a break early in the second. All right. As with a serve into the front of Pegula. Back in a Swiatek open court. Pegula slices it back. Into the back of Swiatek up the line of the front of Pegula. Pegula hits it long. Advantage Swiatek. Advantage Swiatek. Advantage Swiatek. By the way, chat, we're at 500 likes. Nice. Can we get to 1,000? Come on now. This is a great semi-final matchup. Serve. Into the back end Pegula. Back end Swiatek into the front of Pegula. Pegula hits it out. All right, one love Swiatek. She holds first game of the second. Chat, where are we watching from? Where are we watching from? Oompa Loompas must so much better. Yeah. Chat, I'm not going to get political, but I saw yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. People get mad. I'm not going to talk about it. I saw like a clip on the Tonight Show. It's very weird and funny. Let's not talk about that because people get mad. Anyways, we got Portugal, Poland, Michigan, UK, Pakistan, Texas, New York City, Trinidad and Tobago. We've got Poland, Uganda, Ukraine, UAE, Philippines, Kenya, Netherlands, England, New Orleans, Sweden, Switzerland. Swiatek hits another error. And it's 15-love, and Swiatek's asking the coaches, and they're all, there's 4 people talking. We all need one, why are there 3 people talking in the box? It should be Royce, and that's it. 15-love. We got Abu Dhabi, Rome, Toronto, Minnesota, South Carolina. As the return goes back into Pegula, Swiatek forehand to the front of Pegula, and Pegula in the net. 15-0. Swiatek slapping herself in the legs, trying to get fired up. We got Alabama, Ohio, Chicago, Solomon Islands. Hey, Grenada in the West Indies. All right. Ontario, Dubai. Yeah, Swiatek slapping herself in the legs, trying to wake up. We got South Africa. Dubai. As with the back in return. Into the back end of Pegula. Up the line is a winner by Pegula. Great shot, 30-15. Canada, Scottsdale, Germany, 30-15. As the return goes for Swiatek. Pegula forehand on the stretch. Swiatek forehand again. And the forehand Pegula. Swiatek forehand again. As Pegula in the net. 30-all. I think somebody in the chat's from India. I mean, you've only said it 700 times. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? I don't know. Wait, Goat Vlogger, where are you from? Whereabouts? As the return goes forehand, Pegula. Backhand up the line from Swiatek's too good. Pegula in the net. We've got break point. Swiatek, 30-40. All right, 30-40. Break point. Iga to start the second. First there's a fault. Second serve. Oh, no, it was a let, was it? All right, serve. There's a fault now. Second serve. Second serve. Into the back of Swiatek. Return up the line. Goes long. And Pegula gets the deuce. All right, Swiatek, bad miss. Bad miss. Deuce. We get a fault. Second serve. Hey, thank you, Tyrrell, for the super gift. Appreciate it. As the return goes in, Swiatek forehand inside out. Passing shot Pegula. Swiatek volley. Pegula gets it. But it goes long. And it's advantage Swiatek to get the break. On a scale of 1 to 10, how windy is it? I think it's like an 8. Like an 8? Right, advantage Swiatek should get the break. And then an ace from Pegula. All right, deuce. All right, deuce. Men's night session supposed to start in 30 minutes. As that goes out by Swiatek on the return, and it's advantage Pegula. The men's night session is not going to start for at least another hour. Everything will be pushed. I mean, the men's matches were open earlier anyway, so I don't know why they changed the schedule. Good ace out wide from Pegula again, and it's 1-1. Pegula levels. Back to Swiatek. Then we got Balick versus Gauff. The last match of the day. And then the matches tomorrow. I have no idea when they start. I'm pretty sure it's men's final and then ladies in the afternoon. Well, they both could be night matches. I'm not sure. Can't remember. Last year it was during the day. I remember because Sinner and Alcaraz played, and it was during the day, and then Sinner retired. 5-love, right? Remember that? So I think it's going to be the men play during the day, but did the ladies play at like 6 p.m. maybe? I don't remember what time. Backhand rally. As Pegula in the nets. 15-love. 15-love. Serve again. Over to fault, second serve. Serve to the back end of Pegula. Drop shot return. But Swiatek gets it and overhits it. My gosh. Bad shot by Iga. 15-0. Still super windy. 15-0. As a return, goes back into Iga. Great pickup. Lob goes out by Pegula. I tell you, Swiatek with a nice little flick backhand cross court. That was a tough shot. All right, 30-15. As a return goes into the forehand of Swiatek. Forehand from Pegula. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Pegula. Another forehand of the forehand of Swiatek. Hits it inside out and wide. And it's 30-0. Another tough game. 30-0. All right, 30-0. As the return goes forehand of Swiatek. Forehand now slice from Pegula. Swiatek forehand again. Goes long. 30-40 break point. Again for Pegula. All right, 30-40. Breakpoint Pegula. As a return. Goes out by Pegula, and it's a good serve. Deuce. All right, we get the deuce. So we get a fault. Second serve. As Pegula hits a return winner. Too good. That's advantage Pegula. All right, there's been a forehand from Pegula into the forehand. Swiatek up the line. Pegula can't get that one. Jeez, what a shot. Swiatek hits the winner, gets back to deuce. All right, so Swiatek's trainer is talking. I tell you what, chat, there's just a lot of people talking. Roy's just got his head down. He's looking away. They're all speaking Polish, so I don't think maybe he doesn't understand what they're saying. But I feel like there's a lot of voices. As we're to find out from Swiatek into the backhand. Oh, Pegula, lob goes up and in. And then Swiatek overhits the forehand. That was a panic. Advantage Pegula. Advantage Pegula. To get the break here in the second. Third break point of this game, Pegula. Serving the backhand of Pegula. Return goes out. Oof. I mean, how many times is Pegula going to let her off? Deuce. These games are so important. The start of the second set. Swiatek serves. Another fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Pegula. Pegula's out. Advantage Swiatek. I'll tell you what Swiatek doesn't seem to have in her box is a calming presence. It seems like everybody in the box is panicking, and she's panicking. At least today. Maybe not today. They're like, that's maybe just today is an exception, but I don't know. When you're panicking and everybody else around you is panicking, I feel like that's not fun. Anyways, Swiatek holds 2-1. Like, if you look at your box and your trainer is like going, calm down, I'm not going to calm down. That's not going to help. She doesn't have somebody to just go, all right, chill. Let's just, yell at me and then we'll get over it and move on. Doesn't have that. It doesn't seem like she has that person here today. Everybody's freaking out. And Roy's just sitting at the back, so he's kind of just like, I don't know. Maybe it's just today. Because usually the trainer isn't getting involved. He's usually pretty chill, so I'm not sure why he's going off today. Is Pegula fine today? I mean, is she fit? Yeah, she's fine. She doesn't seem to be bothered by anything, so that's good. You're misreading this because you don't understand Polish. Well, I understand tennis, and if I'm freaking out and somebody around me's freaking out, I'm not going to feel calm if someone's yelling at me. You know what I mean? But I don't know what he's saying. Maybe he's trying to like get her out. Like maybe she's being real negative, and he's just like, get over it, get out of it, like snap out of it, right? So she needs that. But if she's like going, I don't know what I'm doing, and he's just like, you'll figure it out. I don't think that helps. At least it wouldn't help me. I'd be like, why are you yelling at me? But then again, I don't really get bothered. So, like, I'm not too bothered. I'm more like Pegula. Why are you yelling? Don't stop yelling at me. All right. All right. But she's up 2-1 though, so it's worked. There's a default from Pegula, second serve. Do you think we're back and we'll play the US Open? No. But then I thought Sinner would, so what would I know? 15 love. All right. 30 love. Nice serving, Pegula. It depends on the situation. When she needs more energy, the team's trying to pump her up. In stressful situations, she receives communication in Polish passed from the coach. Okay. Is it a 4-1 winner there by Swiatek? 30-15. 30-15. I mean, it must be tricky that having that language barrier, right? You've got a Spanish coach. You've got Polish teammates. Like, unless you all speak English, broken English, right? I mean, or like, what do you call it? Like there could be, mixed messages, miscommunications. If it's got to be tricky, right? 40-15. And then, yeah, if the trainer's translating in Polish because it's better for Swiatek to understand, and hear, it's like, that's awkward too, right? Like, as the trainer might be the translator, and he's translating the Roy's message, right? And there's also a time thing in that, right? Whereas if a player's talking to a coach directly, if you have to go through a translator, you're going to miss messages because you don't have that much time to talk, right? I know their English is good, but maybe they're just like, I mean, it's probably maybe better for Swiatek to hear it in Polish, but then it's coming from Royce through the, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a bit more of a stressful situation to try and get the message across quickly while you have the chance. 40-30. There's Pegula in the net. I'll tell you, Pegula's not playing any better. So Swiatek, she's calmed down now, though, Iga. She's a little less bothered at the moment. Deuce. Yeah, and also, yeah, maybe that's right. Maybe they're talking in Polish for strategy, for sure. Yeah, that's a great point. Maybe they're choosing to speak, Royce is telling the trainer, and then he says it in Polish, so then Pegula doesn't hear it. That's a good point, too. As a return goes in the front of Pegula, and then Swiatek slicing the net. Advantage Pegula. You know what would be the crazy, big brain move? Would be to shout in Polish, but you're actually saying nice things. You're like, you're doing really well, keep it up. Keep hitting to her forehand. And, act as if you're, actually annoyed, and the trainer's, freaking out. And then Pegula looks over and goes, wow, they were really angry over there. That would be a big brain move. That'd be, 4D chess. If I knew a different language, I'd be like, yes, shout at me in that language, because I know they don't hear it. And then everyone would think that we're all pissed off. That would be that's the move. 2-0. Yeah. Shout encouragement at me. Look really angry, but say the nicest things. That would be, I mean, that's next level. Wow, yeah, they're really aggressive today. All right, 2-0. I'll tell you what, all those people living on that golf course. You know what I hate, chat? I hate those videos that go up to people that they clearly know what they do for a living, and they ask, what do they... I saw this video the other day. Someone went up to Shane Gillis and went, what do you do for a living? I'm like, you don't know what one of the most famous comedians in the world does for a living? Shut up. I hate those videos. They're so annoying. And I was just about to say, I wonder what those people do for a living. No, I don't care what they do. Let them live their lives. They live on a golf course. So I'm sure they're doing something. 15 love. They're playing golf, all right? Let them leave. But I hate those videos. What do you do for a living, William Dafoe? Are you fucking kidding me? He's an actor. How do you not know who he is? It's incredible. It's crazy. Terrible content. Stop doing it. 30 love. Swiatek serves. Swiatek with a serve. Into the forehand of Pegula. Pegula in the net. That's 40 love. Swiatek serves again. This is a good service game. She serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Serve in the back of Pegula. Return goes out. All right. Much better from Iga that time. And she looks a little bit more fired up as well. She's a little bit of shake of the racket. 3-2. 3-2. We may not even be halfway through this match. Oh, no, we're definitely not. We're just getting started. These people standing on the stairs. Get a chair. What are you doing? Why are you standing on the stairs? That's a safety hazard. Excuse me, stop standing in the... What if there's a fire? What are these people doing? Get off the staircase, god damn it. What are you talking about? What the hell? How they're drinking on the staircase? Excuse me, move. What are you doing? You don't pay for standing on the... You don't pay for that. Get off the stairs. What the hell are they doing, chat? Now you zoom in on them. Zoom in on them. Shame. Shame. It's a safety hazard. I'm not coping with this match very well. I had to run out and get ice cream. It's 102 degrees. Holy shit. I like that shirt. What, mine or person on the TV? All right, here we go. I'll tell you what, there's more car park than court in this. That's because the car park for the amusement park across the street. That's what that is. I'm like, why is there more? Like, there's more car parks than tennis courts out there, but it's because across the street, right? The car park across the roads for the amusement park just looks like a concrete jungle. Not a jungle, like concrete. There's a concrete slab. All right, 3-2. Is it a fault? Second serve. Second serve in the front of Swiatek. Front of Pegula. Into the back of Swiatek. Oh, what an angle by Iga. Okay. Love 15. That's a great shot. What a shot. A great backhand flick. That's a shot. That is a great shot. Court level camera on that one. Even Pegula gave her a clap. That was a good one. We all agree with that. Is today Cam's day to rant? Probably. Sunday, I'm shouting at clouds. It's my usual ritual. Is it a serve? Into the form of Swiatek. Lob goes high. And in. Pegula gets it back. Swiatek's in the rally. Forehand as Pegula hits it out. Love 30. Show us the game. You didn't even say please. All right, love 30. Didn't even say please. I don't respond to demands. I'm going to church today. We're in the church. As we're the backhand now, sliced into the backhand of Swiatek, into the forehand of Pegula. Swiatek forehand again, the forehand of Pegula. Into the forehand of Swiatek, up the line, the backhand of Pegula. Swiatek on the attack. Passing shot, Pegula goes wide. Swiatek got love 40. All right, love 40. Can you please show us the game? No. You've been here for weeks. How are you asking me this now? Show us the game. You've been here forever. How do you not know the rules? Love 40. Yo, thank you for the thing. Ollie, appreciate it. Swiatek hits a return, but she missed. 15-40. 15-40. Still break point. First serve the fault, second serve. Serve to the backhand of Swiatek. Backhand of Pegula. Goes long and a big Yazda! Swiatek's got the break. 4-2 and a shake of the fist. All that shouting at the start of the set worked. Whatever they were saying, it worked. 4-2. 4-2. All right. Now we've got a match. Tiafoe Nakashima, they're going to have to wait like an hour. We're busy. We got something to do. First serve's a fault, second serve. Show us the money. Good movie. How do I recognize so many people in chat? Because I stream all the time. Like all the time. So you've become used to seeing the same names. Back into the net from Swiatek. And it's love 15. Love 15. Swiatek serves again. No, she doesn't. As we get a fault. Second serve. All right, Pegula, lovely return, love 30. Chance 30 at the break back, or break point. All right, Swiatek in the net. Good return, Pegula again. All right. Serve. Into the form, Pegula. Great return. Swiatek with a slice. Pegula on the attack. Hits a winner. Wow. Back on serve just like that. And Swiatek now shrugging her shoulders like, what happened? I thought we were in control. All right. Pegula breaks straight back. Does not panic. That's the thing with Pegula. Does not panic. Does not panic. All right. All right. Swiatek just trying to settle down. Okay. All right, Pegula. Just calm and collected. Now we do have the men's second semi-final coming up after this, and then we've got the ladies' second semi-final after that. So that is the plan. We already have Feast in the final. He just destroyed Caboli. I mean, that was something. That was awesome for Feast. He looked so locked in. Maybe Caboli a tad tired, but holy shit. It was a clinic by Feast. And then we'll see who he plays in the final against Nakashima or Tiafoe. And they've both made 1,000 finals. Feast has never, so he's into his first final. And then, of course, the winner of this will take on the winner of Gauff and Balick. And if it's Gauff, all these ladies have been here and done that before, so they all know how to win these trophies. If it's Balick, then that's different. She's been on a great run this year, though. She's had some really good results. So, all right, here we go. Here we go. There's a back in return. Goes in the front of Pegula. Pegula puts it away. 15 love. 15 love. $15 love. And a bit of fault from Pegula. Second serve. As the return goes in from Swiatek, and then Pegula slicing the net. Great return. 15. Oh. $15. There's a return from Swiatek's a winner. Woo! Whoa. Great forehand on the stretch. 15-30. What a shot. Just rips it off a couple of steps. Even Pegula was like, yeah. Yep. Good shot. As we get a back and return in the front of Pegula. And Pegula hits it long. 15-40. More break points for Swiatek. $15.40. As we default. Second serve. As the return goes in from Swiatek to the front of Pegula. Swiatek forehand again, the front of Pegula. Into the front of Swiatek up the line, to the backhand of Pegula. Swiatek. Backhand into the front of Pegula. Swiatek doing a lot of running. Pegula. Short ball, forehand down the middle's a winner. Very smart by Pegula. Pegula just has like a jab on that forehand. It's not a big, like, loopy, spinny shot like Swiatek. It's just like a little short slap. Like, just doesn't get, like, it doesn't get much like a big, take back. But she hits it with so power, just so flat. Just a punch, like a little jab. 30-40. Forehand goes down the middle of the forehand of Swiatek. Forehand now from Pegula. Into the forehand of Swiatek. It's Pegula. Forehand up the middle. Swiatek gets it back. Into the forehand of Pegula. Swiatek forehand on the stretch. Goes long. Deuce. And again, Pegula just super, super calm. Not bothered at all. She is just chilling. All right, serve. Into the front of Swiatek. Backhand Pegula goes cross court. For a winner, I think. Yeah. Both hit the line. The return hit the line, and so did the backhand that Pegula hit with the winner. Advantage Pegula. Advantage Pegula. Return goes to the front of Pegula. Forehand from Swiatek in the net. And Pegula levels. All right, 4-0. 4 games all. Big game for Swiatek. Serve is a fault. Second serve. As a return from Pegula goes into the back of Swiatek. Pegula comes in with a drive volley winner. Love 15. Love 15, by the way, chat. We're only 300 away from 320k. Come on now. Don't forget to sub if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 320. That rhymed. All right, Pegula serves again. So Swiatek serves again. The backhand of Pegula up, and then Swiatek forehand winner cross court. Just slap. 15-0. $15-0. Swiatek serves again. Into the forehand of Pegula. Return goes to forehand of Swiatek. Pegula. Slice. Goes long. 30-15. 30-15. Swiatek serves again. Great serve down the tee. Return goes short. And then Swiatek puts away the forehand. Up the line. 40-15. 40-15. Swiatek serves again. And the default second serve. As a return from Pegula goes to front of Swiatek. Pegula again to the front of Swiatek, to the backhand of Pegula. Swiatek backhand goes wide, and it's 40-30. Hey, Richard, thanks for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Ah, 40-30. Swiatek to stay in front. Serve. By the way, chat, I don't want spoilers for the Djokovic documentary, but please tell me it's about his playing tennis and not about other things. It's not about 2022, is it? Like, it might be a little bit about that because that's a big deal, but it's not like a documentary all about that one situation, is it? It's about other things too, right? Please tell me it's about other things too. Because all the clips I'm seeing from it are from that one thing, and I'm like, please don't be the whole thing. Please be like more about like his rivalry with Nadal and stuff. I don't want it to just be like based on like one incident, right? All right, advantage Swiatek. It's about a lot of things. Oh, good. Good. Obviously, that's a big part of his recent career, but I want him to talk about the Olympics, and I want him to talk about his rivalry with Federer and Nadal compared to Alcaraz and Sinner. Like, I want to see that kind of stuff. And also, because I feel like we've done to death 2022. You know, we've talked about it to death. It's been talked about to death, and I want a documentary about his career. All right, nice serving advantage. Advantage Swiatek. It's who he is as a person. Okay, good. I like that. Okay, good. I'm excited to watch it. Hopefully I'll watch it later. You'll love it? Okay, good. I just didn't want it to be like an interview about, you know, needles and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't want a 2-hour documentary about that. As that backhand goes in there by Swiatek deuce. Because, yeah, the only clips I'm seeing have been about him talking about it. I'm like, oh, is this the only thing that's about? Please don't be just about this. I guess that's probably the clip-worthy part. All the social media managers are clipping the controversial part or whatever. Forehand win up by Swiatek advantage. Advantage Swiatek to take the lead. To take this lead again. It brings that up briefly. Okay, good. Look, it's obviously important. I'm not saying it's not important, and I want to hear him what he says, but I don't want it to be like 2 hours of him talking about it. He already did so many interviews about that, you know. All right, advantage Swiatek. It's okay. The music is good. Unfinished story. Yeah, that's why it's so silly to do a documentary at this point. All right, advantage Swiatek. Pegula hits it out. Swiatek 5-4. Especially when Djokovic has got like 2 years left. You know what they're going to do though? 2028, they're going to follow him around with a camera. They're going to do the whole Nadal thing. They're going to do the whole Nadal thing. Where they're going to follow him around in 2028 until he retires at the Olympics. And it's like, can we not do that? I hate those documentaries. They're annoying. I love the Rafa one. Yeah. The thing is, we lived the Rafa one. Like that final season, we watched the whole thing, so there was no surprises. I want a documentary talking about someone's career, not somebody's final season. I'm over Last Dances, all right? I'm sick. I'm danced out, all right? My feet hurt. I don't want to dance anymore, right? No more Last Dances. Let's stop dancing. Let's just let people just like walk off the stage. They don't have to dance, all right? We don't have to dance. it'll be better in 20. Yeah, I want a Federer Djokovic Nadal 3-part movie or documentary series in 20 years. You know, I want 50-year-old Djokovic talking about their rivalry when shit doesn't matter, and they can actually talk way more honestly, and there's no like they could be like, yeah, I hated that guy. Like that's what I want. Old man Nole, old man Federer, right? I want those, the old, when they just at that point in their life where they just like, I don't care anymore. Like I don't need to play nice. I don't need to worry about like we're all friendly now. Like what Mac and Borg are like, right? They're like, oh yeah, we didn't like it, we weren't friends, and now we're great friends. You know what I mean? It's different now because there's still all that like tension around like who's the best and whatever. We know who's the best is Djokovic, but you know what I mean? Like everyone's still trying to be like really like nice because they just don't want to piss each other off. In 20 years, nobody's gonna care. And Djokovic can like be like, yeah, or Federer can be like, yeah, I hated him. I didn't like him. He was a pain in my ass. But they're all friendly now. You know what I mean? It's way more fun. Like Lendl and Becker and Verlander and Mac talking is fun now. But at the time, it would have been a little bit like trying to be nice because they have to see each other in the locker rooms, you know? Chat, this is my preference. All right. Swiatek love 30 here. Love 30. Serve. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Backhand out from Pegula. Into the back of Swiatek. Pegula backhand down the middle. Swiatek inside out backhand. Slice goes in from Pegula. Oh, and then Swiatek whips it up the line but misses wide. It's 15-30. 15-30. Serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. As a return, goes in the forehand of Pegula. Swiatek backhand. Into the forehand of Pegula. Swiatek forehand on the stretch. Pegula. Again to the forehand of Swiatek. Great shot to the slice of Pegula. Swiatek on the attack. Forehand cross-court winner. Iga has got 2 set points. 15-40. Swiatek to take the second. 15-40. Nice forehand winner. 2 hours played. Doesn't feel like 2 hours. It's gone pretty quick. Even though it hasn't been pretty. Return goes in to the forehand Pegula. Pegula in the net. We're going 3, baby. And of course we are. This match deserved the third set. They've both not been their best, but the competition between these two deserved 3. All right. We're going the distance. Swiatek regroups and kind of steals that set. I mean, she was in the lead for a couple of times, like 4-2 and stuff. But it did feel like it wasn't anybody's set to, nobody owned it, right? It was kind of earned or stolen. Let's talk about the stats, and then we'll talk about the third set record for these two this year. So, 10 winners, 19 errors from Pegula, 10 winners, 16 errors for Swiatek. Swiatek cleaned it up. She locked it down. She hit so many more errors in the first set. Only 16, even though there's more than the first set. Still there's more than winners. Way less errors in the first set. Pegula made more errors. She hit more winners, but she also made... So she hit more winners, but made less errors. So that second set, both of them locked it down. But Swiatek serving first was definitely a bonus. Now, 3 set records this year. Swiatek is 8 wins, 8 losses this year when we go the distance. 50-50. That's not good. Has Pegula got better record than that? I think she does, right? She's won more 3-setters this year, I'm pretty sure. So Pegula this year is 16 wins, 5 losses. Her last loss was to Eala in 3. Swiatek, she's won 4, by the way, 8 wins, 8 losses. 4 of those wins have been since Wimbledon. So Townsend, Kostyuk, Svitolina, Sakkari, all 3-set wins. But she hadn't won many 3-setters before She's on a 4-match win streak on 3 sets, so she's got to like that. Pegula's won the last 3, including one against Anisimova and Castella this week. So this year, Pegula's been better. Recently, they've both been on a bit of a 3-set win streak. So it's up, I don't know. And Swiatek serving first. Does that help? We'll find out. Stats don't lie. We'll find out that too. All right, who you got, chat? Give me a name. Who's winning this final set? Who have you got? Who you got? All right, as we get a point out up the line from Pegula's a winner. Okay, love 15. A lot of people going with Swiatek. Swiatek, Pegula at 6-4. All right, actually, a few people going Pegula now. A lot of more people going Pegula. Okay. Pegula might have the votes. All right, love 15. As we're back and return the 4 to Swiatek. Pegula on the stretch. Swiatek up the line to the backhand of Pegula. Sliced. Into the 4 to Swiatek. Pegula backhand slice again. Swiatek slices it back into the backhand of Pegula. Swiatek backhand again. The backhand of Pegula. Swiatek keeps going backhand to backhand with Pegula. Now Pegula up the line to the 4 to Swiatek. Cross court. As Pegula slices it short. Swiatek comes to the net. Pegula with the backhand pass in the net. Good rally. 15-0. Oh, schedule's out. Thanks, Dutchie. What are we looking at? All right, so the men's match is first. Interesting. Men's final in the daytime. And then the night session is going to be the ladies' match. All right. Oh, so I get a full sleep in. Hell yeah. So they're starting at 4:30 p.m., which is... When's that? What's the time now? 6 p.m., right? So I have to wake up at 6 a.m. Holy shit, that's like a whole night. I've been waking up at 1 a.m. Are you kidding me? Anyway, it's 30-15. And that's a winner by Pegula cross court. 30-0. Are you going to watch the mixed doubles? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, we are. I can't remember how we did it last year, but we watched the whole thing, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to watch the whole thing. Yeah, we're going to watch the whole thing. As we get a let. As we return into the 40, Swiatek up the line's a winner. Nice work, Swiatek, 40-30. Let me have a look. Did we watch? Let me check. We had to do double headers, I think. Do they have them over 2 different courts? I think they do, right? How do they do the scoring? Was it 1 set? Oh, they do fast forward, do they? Oh, that's not good. Do they do the fast four format? Can't remember. I think they do. Anyway, it's 40-30. But yeah, we're going to watch the mixed doubles. As a backhand return from Pegula, goes long. And Swiatek holds 1-love in the third. They did? Except for the final, right? The final was best of 3, yeah? I think the final was like normal scoring, but all the matches before. Yeah, so the final was, everything up to the final was fast 4, which is just, basically a win to 4. So it's only like 30-minute games. And then the final was a normal a normal doubles match. So like if it's 1-set-all, they play a tie break, a 10-point tie break. So which is kind of the standard doubles these days. No ad. Okay, yeah, no ad scoring. Yeah. So it's gonna be pretty quick. So yeah, we'll watch the whole thing. We did last year. I think we accidentally watched the whole thing because we were only going to watch like certain players, but then they changed the format was just so hard to watch. So we'll just watch the whole thing. Anyways, Foyne goes in the backhand of Pegula. Pegula in the net. And it's love 15. And it was lots of fun. We had fun last year watching it. So we'll do it again. All right, love 15. Seven to the 4, Swiatek. Return goes long. 15 all. All right. First serve the fault, second serve. All right, 30-15. All right, 40-15. Nice serving. All right, as that goes out by Swiatek, and Pegula is level 1-1. 1-all final set. 1-1. Well, watch out. We're nearly at 1,000 likes. Don't forget to like the stream. Go check if you haven't already. Quick. Just scroll down. Check. Scroll down. And if you click it turns into a tennis ball if you click the like button as well, which is not even a joke. It sounds like a fake thing, but it's real. All right, serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Double fault. Love 15. Love 15. 6 double faults for Iga, but that's the first one since the first set. She hit 5 in the first set. She serves again. Seven the forehand Pegula, forehand from Swiatek into the forehand Pegula. Swiatek forehand again, goes long. Love 30. Love 30. Swiatek serves again. Into the forehand Pegula. Pegula hits it long. 15-30. 15-30. As we get a return now to the forehand Pegula. Pegula in the nets with the pass. And it's 30-all. As a default. Second serve. Second serve. Serving the forehand Pegula. Swiatek forehand the forehand Pegula up the line. To the backhand of Swiatek. Pegula backhand. Into the backhand of Swiatek again. Pegula puts up a lob. Swiatek smash. Pegula gets it back. Swiatek back on the baseline with the forehand. Pegula slice. Goes in the net. Iga. Nice rally. 40-30. Very nice rally. 40-30. Oh, me. Serve. Into the back of Pegula. Forehand Swiatek. Good angle. Pegula's slice goes long. Swiatek stays in front. 2-1 with the lead. Swiatek having to battle on a service game. She is. But she's hanging on. She's getting some rackets restrung. All right. All right. How we doing, chat? How we doing? I'm glad this match is living up to the hype because we expected this to go the distance, and it's been good. It's been a great match. It hasn't been great quality, but it has been dramatic. Hey, thank you, Hayes, for the super gift. Appreciate it. There we go. Look at that, chat. Putting Sabre in long deuce game against Rodriguez in the qualies of the WTA. Is that what tournament is that? Swiatek has the game in control. She is calm now. I wouldn't say she's in control. But you're right. She's definitely a lot calmer than she was in the second set. Yeah, the win definitely probably would play a part in the quality for sure. For sure. All right, 2-1 Swiatek. As Pegula serves the back of Swiatek. In front of Pegula up the line. Swiatek backhand. Goes long. 15-love. Uh, 15-love. All right. 15-0. So the men's match has been delayed. It was supposed to start by now. But the rain delays in this long match has pushed it back. Is there a fault second serve? It's mainly the rain delays. We had probably an hour and a half total of delays, or maybe an hour extra delay. Oh, double fault. Pegula. 15-30. I assume that growing up as a billionaire's child could contribute with calmness on court. Don't know. Yeah, look, I wouldn't know. I'm not a billionaire's child. 15-30. As we just served down the tee, the forehand of Swiatek. Swiatek shanks it wide. But, Chad, I've met a lot of different people in my life, and I don't think calmness is based solely on financial stability. Some people are freak out that have money because they expect things. And some people that don't have money are totally chill and cool with it, you know? So I think it might just be a personality thing. More money, more problems, chat. Isn't that what they say? As we return into the forehand of Pegula, up the line. To the backhand of Swiatek. Backhand to backhand. As that goes up the line to the forehand of Swiatek. Forehand of Pegula. Goes long. Swiatek's got a break point. 30-40. 30-40. Swiatek with a return winner. That's the break. All right. 3-1. Swiatek takes the lead. This would be, out of all the wins that Swiatek's had in the last couple weeks, the way that she's winning this match might be the best of them all. Because she has been not playing her best. She's clearly been annoyed. Pegula has not been bothered, right? Even though she's not playing her best, she doesn't seem bothered. But Swiatek to get through and get out of this match would be another huge confidence boost. She's had so many of those lately. Because she's been, like, even the second set, she was completely out of it. She was, like, mentally in the lead at times, but she never looked like she was in control. Now, for the first time in the match, Swiatek looks settled. But she could get broken now, and that all goes out the window. So just relax. Relax it. 3-1. As it returns the backhand of Swiatek, forehand from Pegula is a winner. Love 15. Love 15. Love 15. Swiatek serves again. Serving to the forehand of Pegula. Forehand of Swiatek to the backhand of Pegula. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Pegula forehand. Again to the forehand of Swiatek. To the backhand of Pegula. Swiatek backhand is a winner. And it's 15-0. $15-0. $15-0. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. As the backhand goes in to the backhand of Pegula. Forehand from Swiatek. The backhand of Pegula. Into the backhand of Swiatek. Pegula slice. Drop shot in the net. 30-15. 30-15. Swiatek serves. Into the backhand of Pegula. Backhand of Swiatek again. The backhand of Pegula. Up the line. Great shot. Forehand in the net by Swiatek. All right. 30-0. $30-0. Swiatek serves. Into the forehand of Pegula. Return to the forehand of Swiatek. Pegula. Forehand again. The forehand of Swiatek, who shanks it long. Pegula 30-40. What did I say, chap? I spoke too soon. 30-40. Pegula's got breakback points. Or breakback point. To get back on serve in the final set. 30-40. Stop drinking on the stairs. It's a safety hazard. How are they allowed to drink there? That's clearly, come on. Chat, don't you know fire safety? One in the chat if you know fire safety. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Pegula. Backhand of Swiatek goes long! And Swiatek falls to the ground. She gets back up though. We're back on serve. 3-2. 3-2. This is a very scrappy match. Yep. Very scrappy match. 3-2. We're back on serve. All right. Pegula breaks back. All right. Let's see if she can hold now, Pegula. Let's see if she can level this thing. Pegula is coming back from a kill. Yeah, well, she's down. It was 4-2 in the second set, and Pegula broke straight back. She wasn't able to obviously go on to win the set, but no one's run away with this match at all. It's been like break, break back, break, break back. No one's. I mean, 3-1 might have been 4-2, 3-1's probably been the biggest lead we've had. It's no one's getting comfortable in this match. Last thing we need though is a rain delay. What happens if it rains? Does anyone need a rain delay right now? Who benefits from the rain delay if we have one, chat? All right. For a 3-2. Back on serve. Let's see if Pegula can level. What happened to Kyrgios? He is on provisional suspension because he tested positive for a banned substance. All right, serve. Into the backhand of Swiatek. Backhand of Pegula. The forehand of Swiatek is Pegula. Forehand cross court. Swiatek gets it back. Pegula backhand cross court winner. 15-love. 15-love. This is a long match. What's the longest match these two have played? Let me check. It's not like, I mean, both of these ladies can play long matches. We know that. But what's the longest match these two have competed against each other? Let me check. So they have played 2.5 hours before. Wow. Okay, so this is the longest match they've ever played against one another. 2.5 hours back in Montreal semifinals. The Cotton Eye Joe delay. It was a 3-setter, 2.5 hours. Pegula wins in 3 in that semifinal, went on to win the title. They played 2 hours and 20 minutes in their first match in Washington 2019. And now, yeah, we're here. So yeah, this will be their longest match against one another. 4-4 rally. Swiatek shanks it. And Pegula shanks it as well, but she hit it out. 30-15. And Swiatek's longest match of the year. I'm sure these two have played 3 hours. 2 hours and 43 minutes against McNally in Rome. I think is Swiatek's longest match. A couple of scores are missing, but I think that's her longest. And Pegula's longest match on record. As with a forehand, Swiatek in the forehand, Pegula. Swiatek misses up the line, 40-15. And Pegula's longest match, 3 hours and 10 minutes in Charleston against Put and Saver. Now, she won that, and Swiatek won the McNally match. So they both won their longest matches. Pegula, by the way, when she does play over 3 hours, she does have a decent record. 2 wins, 2 losses. It's all right, but how many times has Swiatek played 3 hours? I don't even know. She doesn't play very long matches, Swiatek. We all know that. She's famously Doesn't play. She's only played 3 hours. Oh, she played 3 hours a few times. Swiatek wins. She's the one at... Oh, geez. Okay. 5 out of 7 over 3 hours. So Swiatek... If we go 3 hours, Swiatek might be the favorite. I mean, Swiatek doesn't... Like, we don't talk about this enough because she barely plays long matches. But Swiatek physically, she never fails. Like, she's had injuries, but she never plays that long that she has to test her physicality, right? But she doesn't cramp, doesn't bother her, really. She never looks tired. Is it a backhand rally? Up the line, Swiatek. Into the forehand of Pegula. Swiatek backhand cross court. Pegula gets up with a slice. Swiatek with a slice up the line. Pegula passing shot winner. What a rally! And what a shot by Pegula. The crowd's on their feet. Great way to end that rally. And it's 3-3, final set. What a point. That was a decent approach by Swiatek too. Nice slice. And then Pegula just hits a running forehand up the line winner. Pegula had to defend the entire point too. Wasn't a bad slice. And Pegula just rips it up the line. What a shot. That might be one of the shots of the day. And a big shout by Pegula too. She loved it. All right, here we go, chat. 3-3. 3-3. Hey, thank you, Mike, for the super gift. All right, 15 love. Swiatek. All right, 15 love. As the return goes in the forehand, Swiatek forehand from Pegula. There's a cross-court winner, 15-0. 15-0 chat. We're almost at 1,000 likes. Don't forget to like the stream if you haven't already. This has been one of the best matches of the week in terms of drama. Maybe not quality-wise, but it's definitely been a solid match. Serving to the backhand, Pegula in the net, 30-15. I mean, it's been a very close match. 30-15. As we serve against Swiatek. In the back of Pegula, up the line. To the front of Swiatek, who hits it wide. 30-all. 30-all. Big point. Momentum with Pegula. 30-all. Served in the tee, the backhand of Pegula. Return the back to Swiatek. Pegula sliced lob. Swiatek comes in with a drive volley in the nets. Break point, Pegula. 30-40. Swiatek, that's what she did to lose the first set when she missed that volley that was right on top of the net. That was worse, though. I mean, she was right there, and the whole court was open. And at 30-all at this point, needed that to go in. Break point, Pegula. 30-40. Swiatek serves. Into the forehand of Pegula. Good return. Swiatek gets it back. Pegula. Inside out forehand to the backhand of Swiatek. Pegula on the attack. Another forehand to the backhand of Swiatek. Pegula. Backhand down the middle. Goes long. Swiatek survives. Pegula was really attacking. And Swiatek gets a free point. Can't tell who's Cam is rooting for. I'm not rooting for anybody. Who cares? I pick Swiatek. If Pegula wins, I'll break down and cry. Dude. I don't think I'll be able to go on, chat. I have to delete the channel and find a job. As that goes out from Pegula, advantage Swiatek. Advantage Swiatek. Serve. It goes in the back of Pegula. Back in Swiatek. The back of Pegula. Up the line of the front of Swiatek. Pegula. Drop shot in the net. Okay. Swiatek survives. Cam hates Eala. Good one. There you go. What, your wife's not giving you attention? You come into a random chat and be like, excuse me, Mr. Internet, can you pay me attention? My wife's ignoring me. All right. 4-3. 4-3 Swiatek. That was a tough... I mean, they've shown that replay of the Pegula shot. What a shot. What a shot. That was a beautiful shot by Pegula. What a forehand. That is a great shot. Might be the shot of the day. Beautiful shot. All right. I feel like Swiatek could break again here. Yeah, but I think Swiatek's going to have to break to win the match like she did in the second set. Like, I don't know if she's going to be... Because every time someone breaks, they break straight back. Unless they break to win the set, you know? Okay. All right. Let's see if Pegula can keep things level. By the way, why are they using the finals like font from the NBA? Cincinnati, what are you doing? Finals weekend. Why are we calling it that? And why are we using that font? That's a ripoff of the NBA. Are we associated with the NBA now? Did anyone else see that? Did anyone else see that? It's not just me, right? I'm not just going to lose my mind. That was the finals logo from the NBA. They do the same like cursive font for the NBA finals. Why are we doing that? I want Comic Sans. All right? That's what I want. The greatest font of all time. Comic Sans. None of this cursive shit. Come on. 4-3. Back to Pegula. You saw it? Okay. So I'm not the only one. There's a bit of serve. Into the backhand of Swiatek. Missed it wide. 15 love. 15 love. Now, chat, I don't want to scare you, but I think there's an Eala fan in the chat. I don't know. I don't want to scare anybody, but I think somebody goes for Eala in the chat. Just 15 love. As the return goes in the forehand of Pegula. That's a beautiful winner by Pegula. 30 love. 30 love. A bit of fault second serve. We've got the men's matches coming up at some point after this. Men's match, and then the ladies' match after that. And the return from Swiatek, the backhand of Pegula. Swiatek slice into the backhand of Pegula, up the line off the tape as Swiatek hits the winner cross court. That was a sitter. 30-15. What are their longest matches of the year? It's got to be close. Have they played longer matches this year? Uh, 40-15. So yeah, so Swiatek has played a 2-hour and 43-minute match this year. That's the longest match she's played this year. So we're getting close to that. 40-15 here. And Pegula's longest match of the season is 3 hours and 10 minutes. All right, so Swiatek, this will be Swiatek's longest match of the year. But it probably won't be Pegula's unless we go all the way to the thing. All right, Pegula holds 4-0. All right, every point matters now. Chat, are you nervous? Put an emoji in the chat to feel. What are you feeling like, chat? What's emotions in the chat? Put an emoji in the chat. Express your emotions through a picture, a cartoon. All right, Swiatek to serve. A lot of people are sad. All right. Backhand. Wide by Swiatek, love 15. Swiatek can't panic here, otherwise Pegula's going to win this match. People can't watch. People are asleep. Okay. Popcorn. Melting. Scared. Panic. A lot of people scared. Has been a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Serve. Into the back end of Pegula. Return winner. Love 30. Love 30. Pegula wants to win this. She's going after it. Beautiful backhand win up. A little shake of the field. I tell you, we talked about how Pegula's pretty cool, calm, and collected. She is fired up, though, inside. You can tell. She knows how big this would be. 4 now from Pegula. And then Swiatek gets it out. Love 40. Pegula shakes the fist again. Love 40. Pegula. Pegula to break and serve the match. Love 40. Swiatek serves. Into the back of Pegula. Return goes into the back of Swiatek. Up the line to the front of Pegula. Pegula hits it out. 15-40. 15-40. Swiatek serves again. Break point Pegula. Serving to the front of Pegula. Return the nets. All right, 30-40. 2 saved. 2 saved. Still break point Pegula. All right, 30-40. Serve. Into the front of Pegula. Return goes short. Swiatek backhand cross-court winner. Okay. Deuce. Swiatek survives. Deuce. And this is the longest Swiatek match of the year. She's played this longest match so far. And it's been a long match. Nearly 3 hours. Swiatek just waiting for the wind to stop going crazy. Chat, don't forget to like the stream. We're almost at 1,000 likes. As we just serve now, Swiatek. Deuce. 4-all. Final set. Somebody's making the final. Somebody's making this final. It's Pegula. She gets another break point. Oh, no. 4th break point. Swiatek serves. She's taking all the time in the world, Swiatek. She serves. A fault. Second serve, Swiatek. And the wind is going nuts. The wind all over the place. It's crazy. Second serve. It's a double fault. And Pegula is going to serve for the match. That was those return winners that Pegula hit in that game. That caused Swiatek to panic. That and maybe a little bit of the wind just threw Swiatek off on that second serve. And Pegula's going to serve for the match. Brutal. But remember, no one's really broken and run away with this, so we'll see. Maybe there's a break back. Pegula's going to have to serve for it. Pegula is just looking like she's just chilling. She looks like she's up 5-love. She's just like... She does not look bothered. All right. Pegula's going to serve for the match, serve to make the final. Chat, that font's the exact same. I don't even care. I guess like using that font, like people will be like, oh, that reminds me of the NBA finals. And now I'm going to go to the tennis. Or something. I don't know. Oh, that's similar to the thing. Oh, it must be a big deal because the NBA finals are a big deal or something. You know what I mean? All right, let's see if Pegula can get it done. Yeah, she looks so relaxed. Pegula, she looks so relaxed. Okay. Here we go. Pegula serving for the match. And this has been a match. Hasn't been the best quality match of the year. But it has not taken away from how intense it's been. How important this match is too, right? It's so important for the US Open. She feels like gets it out in the return, 15-love. I mean, we're talking like US Open favorite lineup, right? It's like whoever wins these trophies, we're going to start. We don't know who the favorite is. Who's the favorite for the US Open? Well, if Pegula beats Swiatek, does Pegula take over Swiatek as one of the favorites? Or is Swiatek still ahead of her? Or is it somebody else? Like, Raducanu injured. Sabalenka's not playing well. Gauff? Is Gauff the favorite? I don't know. 15-love. Serving the forward of Swiatek. Return goes forward of Pegula. Swiatek forward again. Pegula gets it back. And then Swiatek misses it up at the love. 30-love. 30-love. 2 points away. As Pegula serves again. That's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Who's spamming scores? What the hell's going on? Swiatek return win up. 30-15. 30-15. Nice return by Iga. Not going down without a fight. All right, as the return goes in the back of Pegula. Great shot. Swiatek puts up a lob. And it goes in the net. Match point. Match point. 2 of them for Jess Pegula. And the crowd's going wild. To make the final of Cincy in her 3rd attempt. And to knock out the defending champion. Serve. Down the tee, the back of Swiatek. Return to the net. Pegula with a let's go. As she walks to the net. She's going to the final. That's a big win. And a very quick handshake. I tell you, that's a massive win for Pegula. She was down 3-1 in the 3rd. Comes back to win. And a big smile on her face. Love that. It might be an All-American final if Gauff can get it done. What a win. Against the, I mean, look, Swiatek was looking, but she still is super scary at the US Open, but not an easy match, not an easy conditions, right? Both players were not playing well. They both were making way more errors than winners. But Pegula just looked like calm the entire match. Pegula never looked bothered. Swiatek was like this. Like she was getting upset, and then she was fine, and then she was getting angry, and then she was looking okay. But Pegula just stayed calm the entire time, and that proved to be the difference. A big difference. Just kept her cool. She knew that it was going to be ugly. She's like, it's not going to be a good day. It's ugly, it's windy, it's crappy weather. But she did not get frustrated. And Swiatek did. She was all over the place. You know, maybe the pressure of, you know, all those amazing wins she's had lately, you know, maybe it kind of got to her a little bit. That she was starting to get a little bit nervous. Even though Pegula's the, like, you know, the higher ranked player, you know, it's not like Swiatek's the number 2 versus number 5, right? It's number 3 versus number 7. So But still, great run for Swiatek. She's had a great preparation for the US Open. If she should be one of the favorites there. Pegula, though, if she wins this trophy, I don't think she's the favorite for the US Open. That would be a little. I feel like that'd be a little much. I don't even know who the favorite is. If Coco wins, I think Coco's the favorite if she beats Pegula in the final. But we got that match coming up later. Gauff versus Balic. Have a look. Who is the favorite for the US? Is that even a thing? US Open men's favorite is Alcaraz, and then Zverev, and then Djokovic. Weird. Not weird, but just weird. So Sabalenka, Swiatek, Gauff, Raducanu, Osaka, Pegula. Okay. But Sabalenka's the slight favorite over Swiatek and then over Gauff. I don't know. I feel like Gauff might, I don't know. I feel like they should be equal favorite. There shouldn't be one favorite. One favorite doesn't feel right. I think there should be 3, 4 favorites maybe. Raducanu is hurt, so we don't even know if she's going to be there. But I'll tell you, if it is Gauff Pegula, the winner of that match might be the favorite. Or at least co-favorite if you're Pegula. Pegula's so solid. Oh, yeah. So solid. So solid. Gauff the favorite. I think if Gauff wins this title, she'll be the favorite. Over Sabalenka. Because Sabalenka's form just hasn't... she's a defending champion, but Sabalenka's form hasn't been good enough to give her favorite to me. I don't think anyone's a favorite. No one's convinced me that they've been playing well enough to win 7 matches. Anyone can lose at any point. No one's dominating at the moment, so... Anisimova, if she doesn't play Pegula, might win. Right? How is Carlos a favorite? He hasn't played in months. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that either. That doesn't make sense either. Is there a draw for the US? Not yet. It'll be next week. It'll be next week for the draw. Nakashima's just an NPC. That's rude. You don't even have a profile picture, so what are you doing? You're an NPC. The hell? It's anyone's ball game for the top seeds. I agree. Look, Noskova, Mukova, Osaka. We could be somebody not in the top 5, you know? Pegula, very modest, just called herself amazing. Oh, that's nice. She was amazing. She played really well in these circumstances. We saw, again, you look at the stats, and she didn't play a good match, Pegula. Her stats show what we were watching. It was ugly. It was messy, but she kept her cool. And that was the difference. It was between the ears. Swiatek didn't. Double fault at 3-all. That's pretty, or 4-all is pretty telling, right? Where they were both emotionally. Pegula just kept her cool. That was if you ever play tennis in the wind, that's how you got to deal with it. You got to accept it's going to be bad, right? It's not going to be good quality. It's going to be shitty weather, and you've just got to kind of not get annoyed, because if you get annoyed, you can't change the wind. So if you start getting annoyed at it, you kind of just got to accept it, right? It's out of your control. So, and Pegula did that perfectly. She just got on with it. She's like, okay, I'm not going to play well. But she's also not going to play well. We both have to deal with it. Mentally, Pegula was much, much better. And we saw Swiatek was getting really annoyed. And then once the momentum shifted, she started to really, at the end there, she was down love 40. Luckily got the deuce, but not luckily enough to win. Sabalenka's planning a wedding, so she's distracted. Has she said that out loud, or you just made that up? I'll tell you, it'd be fun to watch Pegula versus Gauff if that's what we get. If we get Pegula Gauff, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. I feel like that's a really interesting match right now. We're getting all these great matches, like, you know, Raducanu. We haven't had Sabalenka play any of the top players recently, but like on the hard courts. But we're getting all these great clashes pre-US Open matches. You know, Pegula versus Swiatek versus Svitolina, Swiatek versus Raducanu. You know, Coco playing a bunch of players. Like a lot of these even Pegula and Nissimova, right? You know, we're getting all these kind of matches between all these contenders. So, yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting final if we get that final. Now, we have... I don't know how long... I mean, I think there's going to be like a 30-minute delay before the next match because we've got the men's match coming up with Tiafoe Nakashima to see who's going to play Fils in the final, who crushed Caboli earlier today. So I don't know. I'm guessing it's like 30 minutes because they've got to kick everyone out. They've got to bring in the new crowd and they've got to start the match. So I'm thinking we got a little bit of time between the two. Pegula versus Gauff would be a dream come true. That'd be a great final, wouldn't it? Well, there's going to be an American in the final tomorrow, no matter what, on both sides. So it's going to be a fun time for the crowds. The point from Pegula to win the game at 2-3 in the third is one of the points of the... You're talking about the one with the running forehand winner? That was a great shot. It was one of the great points of the tournament, for sure. It's midnight in the UK. Oh, it's only midnight. It's on a Saturday. It's Saturday. It's fine. Saturday night. What you going to do? You go to sleep? You sleep in all day Sunday. What are you doing? Come on. You got to stick around. Swiatek versus Balic for the final match. Well, that's not going to happen. Unless you're talking about a future tournament. Yeah, maybe. If Sabalenka goes out early, can Jess be number one with the US for the US Open? Now we can start to talk a little bit more about it. So Pegula, if she wins this title, she will be on 7,600 points, which is 900 points behind Sabalenka. So the answer is yes. Now, if Raducanu doesn't play, because Raducanu is the favorite to be number one out of the three. I think if Pegula wins this tournament and makes the final of the US Open, as long as Raducanu doesn't do well, that could be enough. And it could be, I'll tell you this, chat, there is a chance that if, let's say Raducanu doesn't play, and we get a Sabalenka-Pegula final, the winner of that final will be number one. That could be a possibility. That could happen. Again, it kind of depends on what happens tomorrow, because tomorrow could change things too. But it also could be, we could be in a situation where if Raducanu doesn't play, then both Sabalenka and Pegula will be chasing Raducanu, because Raducanu is going to have more points, right? So you take all the points away from the US, Raducanu is going to have the most. So Raducanu will be number one in the live rankings going into New York. Not official, though, so it's not number one officially. And then what's going to happen is that during the tournament, if Raducanu is not there, and we're saying she's not there because she's injured, we don't know if she's going to play or not, right? So just like assuming that she withdraws, it means that Sabalenka and Pegula will be playing to catch that total, right? And that might mean semifinals, it might mean final, right? But we're going to have two players, and that'll be really fun, to have two players that are sort of trying to get there, right? They're both trying to climb that ladder. And if they both lose, Raducanu's number one, right? So it could be it's definitely a three-player race going into the US. Now, if Raducanu does play, then Raducanu is going to have to get to like the fourth round to keep, like to get there, right? And it doesn't matter what the others do, or something like that, right? Quarterfinals, whatever. We'll know more about this when Raducanu commits to it, and also what happens tomorrow, because Pegula's got the difference between 600 and 1,000. 400 points will make the difference. So it depends on Pegula tomorrow too. But yeah, it's so exciting that we got three players that could legitimately be number one going into the final slam of the year. I mean, it's a huge side quest for all of us to watch. So it's going to be really fun. Anyways, Again, I don't know when this match is going to start. I'm guessing it's going to start. It was supposed to start an hour ago. I guess it's going to start in like 25 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Does the ranking change going into the US Open, or are they set up? So the ranking changes after the US Open. So the rankings will change on Monday, right? Based on this week. And then the rankings will change again after the US Open officially. Because going into the US Open, Sabalenka will be number 1 still. But the points fall off so this is how it works, right? So Sabalenka will be on the Monday of day 2 of the US Open will be number 1. And then the points will fall off. And then after the US Open will be the update. Does that make sense? So for a while there, in the live rankings, it will look like she's number 1. Well, Raducanu will be number 1. But it's not official, so then it doesn't count until whatever happens. But no, so Raducanu won't be number 1. Won't be number 1 this Monday. Because the points will still be there from last year's US Open, which puts Sabalenka in number 1. So yeah, so we just, yeah. So we're going to make sure we keep that in mind. Because people are going to get confused and get excited, and it's like, no. Raducanu is only number 1 after the US Open. Not before. Gauff Pegula head-to-head, I have no idea. Off the top of my head, I don't know. I think it's pretty close. I think it might be like 4-4, something like that. Hope Pegula gets a slam. Well, we'll see. I would love Pegula to win the US. She's the only one out of that bunch that hasn't done one yet, right? I mean, she hasn't won one yet. So I'd love her to win the US. That'd be awesome. All right. I'm going to send you over the next one. Nakashima versus Tiafoe. I'm not sure when we're going to start. Because, again, it's supposed to be... I mean, they've got to put the new crowd in, so... So jump on over, and we'll come back when it starts, which should be in the next 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to go fill up my tea. But what a win by Pegula. What a comeback. From a breakdown in the third, she comes back to win. 7-5, 4-6, 6-4. From 3-1 down in the third, fights back to win, beats Swiatek, closes the gap on Swiatek as well when it comes to the head-to-head, and is into the final, where she'll take on the winner of tonight's match between Gauff and Balick. So make sure you join us for that, which is going to be happening a little bit later after this men's match, which is supposed to be happening in about 30 minutes. George!
Nice grueling match. Swiatek gave 3 points away.
Yeah, that double fault at 4-all. Brutal. But good win. Great win, Pegula. She gets it done. She's into the final. I'll see you soon.